morning guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Craig here from Gifts Electrical Limited. I hope you are all well. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. You can do that with the big red button down below, and if you hit the bell symbol you can change notifications to all, and you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Today we have got a couple of socket fronts to change, some some dimmer modules which are for standard lighting as opposed to LED, so we've got to change those. A couple of outside lights to fit, and then we're putting in some power to the shed in the garden. So pretty busy. We've also got to investigate a faulty heated mirror light that's not actually lighting up, but it has a built-in transformer for shaver socket, so it's probably an issue with another transformer built into the mirror. So we've got to take that down and have a look. So I will take you inside and we'll get cracking. Right guys, I apologise for the flicker. Basically the LEDs in this unit weren't functioning at all. We know we've got power, we've tested that. So what we've got is just behind the switch we've got basically an electronic infrared sensor switch, but nothing was working. So no, the switch basically wasn't working. So just to prove that it functions, so I know that I've got the right part, I've literally bypassed the switch and just put in what was in the bag. So I had a Hamilton dimmer switch to hand, and I've literally just put that in place to act as the switch, and that works. So what we'll do now is we'll get the replacement part on order, so we know exactly what needs to be replaced. We know that everything functions, and then we can look to get this sorted out. It won't be today that it gets sorted out, we'll have to come back and redo it, but the key thing is we know that the internals are okay. It's just that IR switch, and it might even be just that sensor. Right guys, we are outside. It is blistery cold. I'm after some gloves actually, so recommendations for decent gloves that are also fingerless in a way, at least thumb and index or whatever, you know, for tape and stuff like that. So yeah, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you're using in terms of your gloves for outdoors. Right, so yeah, we're outside, we've changed the lights over, and I'll just talk you through what we've done. So basically we've got a load of these up down lights, and what the client wanted to do was have them on a PIR. So effectively we've got, see it's coming on now because I haven't changed the daylight, but we've basically taken off the lead light. So this is the very first light in the chain, so obviously comes from the switch which is behind the door there to this first light, and then daisy chains to there's 1 2 3 4 5 lights in total, so 6 in total. And what we've done is basically feed into the chop block. It then obviously goes into the PIR. Now we've then disconnected the feed that goes to the up down of the PIR, so that then gives us the ability to link it out to the line, basically what's now going to be used as a switch line effectively, but the line that then fed that light, which then fed that light, and so on and so forth. So nice little easy job, very straightforward, but it's so cold, it's just really difficult to kind of get, my hands are all shaky because I'm that cold. But yeah, nice little job. So that's done. The next thing we've got to tackle, which is the main part of today's work, is inside this shed. So we've got obviously the shed itself, we've got our incoming supply from the house which goes up to a double socket there. That's the only point in here. There's obviously data in here as well, but so the idea is that we're going to put in an unswitched fuse spur here. So just here, that'll then feed twin earth up. We'll go behind, try and go behind the boarding, down to our switch here. Our switch will then feed, come back up, and then there'll be a light here. We've then also got to take the feed to a switch here, because this is then going to feed another light, so they're going to be independently. So the plan is eventually that this one shed will become 2. We're also going to take a feed off the double socket, and we're going to come down and have a double socket mounted here. We've then got to take the feed back up, and we're going to go into this shed here. Effectively, that is the greenhouse, and there's a shed on the back of it. So we're then going to basically get power into there as well. So yeah, that is our next stage. So just going to go and isolate the supply so that we can then put our fuse spur in, unswitched fuse spur for the lights, so we can downgrade that down to 3 amps. These are the light fittings that the customer is supplying. Sylvania, so I think they're probably a screw from Screwfix or something along those lines. But yeah, that's what we're fitting in here. So yeah, should be a relatively straightforward job, relatively easy to run and everything. So yeah, I'm going to get everything we need in. We're going to continue with the metal clad stuff. So you know, we've just got, you know, metal clad. We're not conduit it or Copex or anything like that. The client just wants twin and earth just tacked to it. So that's where we're at. I'm going to warm my hands up for a bit, and I'll be back shortly. So these Sylvania lights are a little bit of an interesting design. Basically, they come. There's no construction to them. It's like a Lego set, but for lighting. So yeah, completely modular. It's not even modular because you can't pick and choose what you want. They just haven't bothered to assemble it at all. So yeah, and equally frustrating, this the board I'm putting it on has a massive bow in it, so we've got to rectify that as well before we can put it in. But that's our middle point where that crosses. So that's where the middle of the light will stand, so we'll span across there. But yeah, got to fix that in place first. So client's already boarded out, partially boarded out. So wherever we can here, this stuff is going to stay here. There's nothing, he's going to leave that surface mounted. But effectively, there is enough slack on there that he could take it off. The cables are going to come down the side here and then be tacked to here. So he could, I'll leave a loop on each one, leave a little loop on each one so he can pull it off, and if he wants to board it, he can. So we've pre-drilled all our holes. We've got our Sylvania light fitting up there. Now, once we get to this half of the shed, we're not bothered about boarding it. It's not going to be boarded, so literally the cables are going to come out where they are now once I've shifted all this heavy stuff, and just be tacked along, light switch to there, obviously back up, and then we'll come up and again another light feed there, and then double socket here. So we're making good progress so far. Like I said, I've just got the fixings on. So yeah, cable will come out through here, job done. Again, we'll leave a loop this side so that basically the client can then pull that off and put some boarding on if he needs to. But yeah, that's what we're at. Obviously we've got a little bit of, can't fish the cable through that end, so got my CK Spiroflex, which I found, I think it was on Luke's channel. If you follow Luke Sparky on Instagram, I got it off his Amazon store, or even G-Lec actually. It may have been G-Lec originally. Anyway, whoever it was, we've got it taped up, just going to pull that back through, and that will be our cable feeds for over there done, and then we'll concentrate on getting these feeds done. Right, you lovely lot. So the lights in, what I've noticed is there seems to be a discrepancy with the connection points, because normally the connection points, obviously for the lamp, face inwards, but on these Sylvania ones, they're facing the wrong way. So yeah, so we haven't got any LED tubes either. We've got that, but that's not the right thing. So we're going to probably have to order some. Cables tacked down. Obviously we've left our loops in. Client knows he's got to remove these in order to put it forward. Just about to make off these. Obviously coupler, all our boxes. So they haven't actually grounded or earthed this box at all. So we'll just be putting in a fly lead anyway, just to be on the safe side. It is a radial circuit, has its own dedicated fuse. The boards, it's got twin Hager boards, all RCBOs, which is fantastic. So we'll earth the back box, and and then we've got our feed here, which will go through. Obviously our link for our fused spur, and then we're just going through, and then we're just here at the moment. Yeah, so still got a little bit to do. Obviously got to get that light up there, which won't be too bad, but on this one we're literally just going to take the cabling down this way, and then we'll come straight down the board, and then onto the switch there, because the client's not going to be cladding this at all. So yeah, that's where we're at for now. Still, obviously, once we've put everything together, we've got to test it, but little, you know, we've obviously done everything in here, but I just dress it nicely. I know obviously nobody else is going to see it, but for me, yeah, it's me. At least I know it's been dressed appropriately. You know, it's just looking nice and tidy, really, more than anything else. So that's where we're at. I will catch up with you in a bit. All right, we're making good progress. We have literally just the double socket to fit in the greenhouse shed, and we've got our wiring ready to go on the ceiling. So quickly flip you around and you can see the progress. Okay, so our power cable comes in as down into our Knightsbridge sockets. I've glanded them as well, obviously not necessarily required, but it's a little bit obviously better than overkill. These whisker glands with the twin and earth inserts, absolutely brilliant, or flat cable inserts. Obviously cable then comes down. We've gone out down the bottom. There's a little bit of trunking conduit we can use for the short space. Light feeds in, ready to go. Just need to sort out the light. You've obviously seen this side. We've done all this side, so take you back through. So we've come down at the bottom of the shed. So it comes in down there somewhere, and then we're going to come into here again, low level. And what I'll do is we're going to come up, and then I will literally, our socket's going to mount here, and we'll literally, there's not much to pin to, so we'll just literally come up through there, and then it'll come up onto the socket there. So yeah, not bad job so far. Still obviously got to go to screw fix, but we'll get there once we've put the sockets in, and then obviously test as well. Right, we have lights, and we've tested out, so everything's all good to go for the client. Obviously our double sockets are in as well. So yeah, client's happy, switches will work. So I'll tell you outside, obviously it's dark now, but obviously all these lights are now PIR activated. So if I walk up to this front one, it should, and there we go, all on. So client's just going to source some new lamps and get them all to the same colours, but yeah, we're done and dusted. So yeah, happy days. Okay guys, apologies for the flicker. You may remember this mirror, it doesn't work, so we've got a replacement unit to go in. So I'm just going to take this panel off, and we'll get to work and see if we can get this up and running. Hopefully it's just the IR sensor, but we have got a replacement. It comes with the module as well, so we'll crack on. So we've put in the new sensor, and it's still not working. So it's obviously that unit that's faulty. So we've got a new one. We'll swap it out now and go from there. Right, new driver fitted, obviously, or switch. It's actually a switch, it's not a driver, but we haven't made good yet. I just want to make sure it does work. So where are we? We're going to swipe under. There we go. Nice click off the relay inside. Perfect. Right, let's. I'll re-isolate it, so I can just position it all in position. I've got basically glued that on, so I've got to try and take that off without damaging the rest of the unit. There we go, absolutely spot on, all working. There we go, brilliant. Now I should really get a gimbal. I've kind of moved away from the GoPro, but I like the GoPro. It has its uses, but I don't have anything for the phone, so I might get a gimbal for this. Once again, we've got, I think these are leading edge, 60 to 400 watts. So they're standard, they're obviously no good for LED lamps, so we're going to change those out for a pair of Hamilton dimmers. So get the power switched off, and we'll then go from there. So faceplate's back on, electricity's back on. So thankfully these now work, whereas before what they were doing is they were just flickering all the time. Obviously now much better. That's just the camera effect, unfortunately. They're not actually flickering. That's just the strobe effect when I'm getting too close. Anyway, so that's that one. And then the ceiling lights again, they were really struggling again. Sorry about the flicker, but they are dimming perfectly. So whereas before it was all yeah, before it was just literally flicker off. The load wasn't sufficient enough. Okay, that is me done and dusted. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and give it a thumbs up. If you don't give it a thumbs up, that's okay too. But whatever you're doing, I hope you have a wicked day.